Welcome back to Cadillac XBC Bowling Center in Waterloo, Iowa. I'm Mike Flanagan from InsideBowling.com, and we are here at the Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open. It's the Cashers round. Top 60 bowlers from 3 squads yesterday are here to bowl this morning with pinfall carrying over. Each bowler has 6 games under their belt, and they have 6 more to bowl this morning. Bowlers are trying to get into the top 10. The top 4 will be seated automatically into the stepladder. 5 through 10 will have to go through a grueling bracket-style format. 10 versus 7, 8 versus 9. The winners of each will then draw 5 and 6. The winners of those 2 matches will then bowl each other to determine who will be the 5th seed to go on to take on the bowlers that will be sitting for a while. 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st. It's warmed up a little bit today. It's 12 degrees. I'm glad you're here with us watching on YouTube, Inside Bowling. We just recently launched our new online merchandise store, and you can save 15% at InsideBowling.com today and forever with coupon code YouTube. You see that on your screen on the left-hand side. This tournament would not be possible without the great sponsors that we have. Fusion Realtors and First Community National Bank, of course, the co-title sponsors. Ebonite is the official ball manufacturer of the Greater Iowa Bowling Association. You can see all the events that Joe runs at giba-bowling.com. The Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Opens are not the only tournaments that they run. They run an entire series in Iowa here for the bowlers. These just happen to be their 2 big events that we come and live stream. These events are larger because of the great sponsors that are put together, largely in part by the Waterloo Convention and Visitors Bureau. If anyone from the Waterloo Convention and Visitors Bureau is watching, these bowlers certainly appreciate what you do for them. Other sponsors involved with the tournament: Budweiser has been a supporter for many, many years. Kingpin Grill, Logo Infusion, and by the way, this weekend, if you would like to go purchase some die-sub jerseys and all the things that they offer at logoinfusion.com, you can save 20% with coupon code GIBA18. GIBA18. Save 20%. Also, CFNB Mortgage works with Fusion Realty to be able to get the home loans taken care of, and they also contribute funds to this event. And the Isle Hotel and Casino is where I stay every time I come here. If you're ever in Waterloo and you stop by, I highly recommend staying at the Isle Hotel and Casino. We're going to have 6 games for you here this morning. The oil pattern is the same as yesterday, which is pretty common for a bowling tournament. They keep the same pattern out the entire time, or at least they try to anyway. 38 feet in length, 28.53 milliliters of oil, 2.12 to 1 ratio. For those of you that don't know what any of that means, it means it's pretty flat and it'll be fairly low scoring. They have a Pro Anvil synthetic lane surface here, which is a slicker lane surface than at Maple, where we normally are for this event. Rich Emy and his family own not only Maple lanes, where we usually go, but also bought Cadillac XBC here as well. So I don't know what the future holds as far as where this event will be, but I imagine it'll flip back and forth a little bit. I have lanes 21 and 2 and lanes 15 and 16 for you through this 6th game of Cashers round, just like yesterday. We're watching lanes 21 and 22 currently. And on lanes 21 and 22, we have Nick Pate, Greg Young, Mitch Houpe, and Chad Moss. Pretty good foursome there. Over on lanes 15 and 16, I have Billy Goodman, Brandon Steen, Lenny Borish, Tommy Tikatz, and yeah, that's the 4. I think it's a good opportunity to take you through all the bowlers that we do have here this morning. I can tell you that Lance Rockwell, I believe, was a, I don't know why he's on this list, actually. He's scratched. He was a scratch. He was a late scratch in the lineup today. So here you go. I'll take you through who's in the event. We have Dave Barris. He's a former champion. Cody Brandow, Brennan Haw, Alex Martin, Devin Bidwell, Joseph Grondin, Dan Bach, Zach Rhodes, Sean Rangel, Rob Warren, Chris Hill, John Mesher, Dave Ullman, Jonathan Shallow, Brandon Martin, Chris Pearson, Dave Lubinsky, Tony Oliva, Ryan Lakota, Dakota Vostri, Billy Goodman, Brandon Steen, Lenny Borish, Tommy T. Katz, Brandon Dodge, Justin Petrie, Joe Engelkis, Ronnie Fujita, Jordan Chavez, Brendan Ceramic, DJ Breeden, Don Breeden, Nick Pate, Greg Young, Mitch Hupe, Chad Moss, Rob Amers, Nick Heilman, Kenny Calkins III, Chad Nelson, Quentin Bolin, Troy Fuller, Michael Coffey, Brady Stearns, Cameron Doyle, Ken Duffield, Andy Bolo, Bradley Krause, AJ Chapman, Zach Wolfel, Brent Boho, Eric George, Brian Halen, Jason Poley, Steve Keeler, Rodolfo Madriz, Mr. Michalowski, Mark Porter, Tom Hess, and Pete Rush. Those are your bowlers that are bowling today. Let's take a moment to take a look at our chat room. I love to interact with you guys, as you know. Got 148 watching this morning. I want to say hello to CLZ Design Company, which, by the way, if you're watching, you need some work done for any graphic needs. I highly recommend my man Carlos at CLZ Design Company. You can interact with him in the chat and check him out on Instagram. He's also on there, CLZ Design Company. You can get in touch with him if you need anything made. He'll take care of you. Very affordable. Does great work. Say hello to David Fowler, Gus, who's also in here today, Aircar 33, Elizabeth Curtis, Nick Fox, Mike McClure, Chase Rhodes, Scott ST33. Hello to you all. Sudaka 0033, hello, David Justice. Sue, how are you? And Charles Smith. Good morning to everyone. Nick Pate bowled 299 yesterday. He had the front 11 with no camera on. I moved the camera down there, and he left a 7-pin. It's kind of the way it goes. I had to reset everything this morning, so I do not have a picture-in-picture for you, split screen, so I'll work on that right now. Okay, not bad, not bad. I've done better, but it's not a bad double screen here. You know, I probably should once in a while fire this up at my house and learn more about this thing. I could probably add some even cooler stuff. Like, here you go. Let me get your opinion here in the chat. Do you like the split screen like this? Or do you like the split screen better with this bar separating the two? Does that make any difference at all? Like, I just learned how to do that. I'm like so impressed with myself. Nice pickup on 22. Yeah, I missed it while I was building this. No difference. See, it took me an extra step to do that. Charles Smith says, I like the bar better. All right, we'll leave the bar. All right. Good morning, Mike. Listen to you. Bought my first 700 230 games. Ended up buying urethane ball. Thank you, Mike. You're welcome, Dave. That's great. Keep bowling, man. Keep bowling, Dave. Hi, Flanagan. Jim Fry here, Linda Keeler's dad. How you doing? Hey, it's been a long time, Jim. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I'm on day 2 of a 17-day road trip. What place is Steve in? You know what? I think that's a good point, and I'm going to go over to what you call InsideBowling.com. You click on the black bar at the top, takes you to InsideBowling.tv. And here's what's going on, actually. On the right side of your screen, the Nick Pate pair, they're your leaders. Greg Young is your leader at plus 168. Nick Pate is in second at plus 141. Third is Chad Moss at plus 132, and Mitch Hupé is in fourth at plus 126. The rest of the top 10 stack up like this. Rob Amers is in fifth at plus 121. Nick Heilman's in sixth at plus 119. Chad Nelson's in seventh at plus 111. Kenny Calkins, the third, is in eighth at plus 110. Ninth is Troy Fuller at plus 106, and Quentin Bolin is 10th at plus 104. You can see this on the InsideBowling.com, InsideBowling.tv event information tab down below the embedded live stream on InsideBowling.tv. And Mr. Fry, you want to know how the 2015 Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open champion Steve Keeler is doing? He's in 24th position at plus 84. Top 60 made it to today. The number it took to make the cut was plus 7. Don Breeden. Plus 7 was the cut number. Cameron and I last night, I said it would be 23. Cameron said it would be 22. We were both considerably off with our number. Cameron Doyle, of course, is who I speak of. I like you guys telling me about this bar. This is like this is the big deal today on Inside Bowling is how can we make this split screen look better? So now I'm being told maybe not quite as thick on the bar. All right, no problem. Let me see if it allows me to crop it or adjust a little bit more. Let me see. Oh yeah, you guys are gonna love this. Oh, you're going to love this. You guys are just going to love this. Whoever requested not as thick of a bar. I'm gonna get you so set up here. All right, let's see if I can even. Oh boy, this isn't easy. Get back in on this solid bar. Here we go. All right, let's see what I can do with it. All right, you guys ready for some movie magic? Who's ready for the movie magic? All right, notice the bar in the middle of the screen. I want you to take your 2 fingers, and I want you to pinch the bar in 3, 2, and 1. You see that? Did you guys see that? Oh, man. Oh, man. We're really taking it up a notch here today. I am on the treadmill burning calories right now for you guys. It was pretty amazing. I mean, you guys are right. Jason Guest wants to sing the chorus that we didn't start the fire. Checking on the scores of these leaders. Greg Young kind of sporting with this name on his back. It's an interesting font style that he's selected. It feels like Junior League. It feels like a Junior League font to me. And Mitch Houpe has got the block letters. You guys notice that? I'll get rid of the scoreboard for a second. Mitch and his block letters. Greg had that big old nasty split in the last frame, goes through the face for 3, 6, 9, 10, but covers it nicely. Nick Pate looks like he's got the best game going here. I'm going to bring it back into the split screen just because we all want to see that movie magic with that bar now we have in the middle. The wonderful bar. Got PBA bowling coming on today, don't we? I don't remember what time. Is it 1 Eastern? Wow. Hey, Mitch, throw it better, buddy. Joe Engelkiss is in a good mood today. It's because he's got to be nice to me because we move lanes for every match, and moving these cameras is just brutal. So always on Sunday he comes in and is just a little extra nicer to me. Look at Nick Pate. Nick Pate looks like he's just determined. He just looked over. He just looked over here at me too. He's got his Captain America jersey on today. He's got American socks. Man, this guy. You guys in the chat for suggesting that this black bar be skinnier. I almost feel like even during the finals today, I'm just going to leave the split screen up. And, oh, look at that pin bounce out. And I'm not even going to, I just won't have anything bowling on, like, the right side of the screen. I'll have the match on the left side of the screen. Just to pay homage to this black line that we've put on the screen. Hey Matt, you know we could give that bar a color. 1 o'clock ESPN. We could do that. Let's see if I can figure that one out. I really don't know this software, guys. I'm just a bowler. I'm sure there's so much stuff I'm capable of doing on this thing. All right, let's see. If I click on this, does it give me the opportunity to change color later? I don't think it lets me change the color. I'd have to bring in a whole new bar. Quite frankly, I've worked so hard on this black bar that I'm just not going to do it. Mitch Hupay just can't knock him down. Poor guy. He's just attacking this oil pattern, killing it, and just didn't knock him down. I think I've done enough upgrades for the live stream for one day. There's Lenny Boris throwing at the old 4.67. Who's on 15 and 16? The first baseman from St. Louis. Who's on 15 and 16? Well, Lenny Boris, Billy Goodman, Brandon Steen, and Tommy Tikas. And by the way, I was corrected yesterday that it's Tommy Tikas is bowling, but they have his name down as Tommy Trass. So if anybody knows this guy, I'm basically banking on the chat being correct. And I'm not sure the chat was right yesterday. No offense to you guys. There he is right there. He's got a nice light hit going. I did a video shoot with Nick Pate for a ball release. And I told him just to appear natural on camera. And every time he wanted to start it out with, Nick Pate here. Nick Pate here. Columbia 300 fans. Nick Pate here. Nick Pate here. Oh, I love Nick. The problem with Nick, though, is when he's around a group of guys, everybody picks on him. He's just so easy to pick on because he's so nice and soft-spoken. One of these days, he's going to fight us all for giving him a hard time. And when that day comes, I hope I'm not around. Tyler Vostri, T-Cats. Well, they have his name on the score sheet here as TRACZ. That's what really threw me. Hey everybody, Nick Pate here. All right. So you get a chance to see the scores there. I'm also going to take you over to 15 and 16. You see the scores over here. We got a possible 221, 245. Oh wow, 467 there. $219 looks like 170. Chris, I know that you've maybe you weren't listening, but 15 and 16. One more time. Billy Goodman, Brandon Steen, Lenny Borish, and Tommy Teacat. Wow, Mitch Hoope. Dude just keeps hitting the 1-3. Can't knock him down. Just can't do it. I got really good news, everybody. I've already built the graphic for the second game. Running ahead of schedule here. Lenny Borish is up, and Lenny can bowl 219. Second shot in the 10th. There's a 9-pin for you, Lenny. Brandon Steen can bowl 199. Greg Young can bowl 209, first shot in the 10th. Wow. Nice one, Greg. Nice one. Chad Moss says, you know what? I need a minute. Do I have the right ball in my hand? I don't think I had the right ball in my hand. I'll just pick up this other one and throw it. Doesn't really matter, though, when you bowl 244. It's a great start for Chad. So Greg Young's going to bowl 197. It's 244 for Moss. Possible 238 for Nick Pate. And Mitch Hupay's up in the 10th frame, finally gets him to fall down. Mitch Hupay goes 9 spare, 9 spare. Picked a split, 6 spare for the split. That was the big split that he picked up earlier. Strike, strike, 8 spare, 9 spare, 9 spare, 9 spare, strike. So if he doubles in the 10th, he can get 210. And over here on 15 and 16, we have 187, 207. Got a respot happening over here on this pair. Mitch Hupay with a strike. Well, it looks like the scoring needed to be filled in. So there's Tommy Teacats. He finishes with 174. Full screen Pate. should do something with my wireless camera. I plugged it in and it's just sitting down here. It's not being used effectively, efficiently in any sort of way whatsoever. So I'll figure out what I can do with it. Maybe I'll give you a different angle of my booth. That's what I'll do. Between games. Give you a live look in. All right, we got Joe Engelkiss coming in. Let's see. Cashers 2, there we go. All right, here I am up here in the booth. This is it. This is where I am. Got my show notes right here. It's my lane assignment sheet I get to read off of, tell you where everybody is, right up here. This is my reference sheet on who's won past tournaments. Had a bunch of them here. And this is my legal pad here they gave me. It's got all my information here on it. So, and then also I have some other things up here. I don't know if you know this or not, but we started a t-shirt store. Got some t-shirts here. I've got this is the track one in gray, charcoal gray. This is Bowling World, like Wayne's World, but we live in a bowling world. Got that one right there in black. And this isn't the actual color, it's a cardinal red. This was a misprint, but you get the idea. Bowling and chill. Little Netflix reference there. And in case you're wondering what I'm drinking today, Breakfast of Champions, water. And never leave home without one of these USB charging packs, which I'm using to charge my phone right now because there's no USB inputs left on my laptop. Because one's controlling this wireless mouse, which, by the way, it's a silent mouse. So if it's ever really quiet in a bowling center, I used to be able to hear the clicks through the microphone. It used to drive me crazy. So Kim got me for Christmas like 3 years ago a mouse that doesn't hear that. Nothing. It's silent. It's a silent click. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. All right. Let's see. We got bowling again. I'm going to take you out there. Game 2 of 6. Cashers round. I'm Mike from Inside Bowling. And we're picking it up on 15 and 16. Where we have Dave Allman, Jonathan Shallow, Brandon Martin, and Chris Pearson. And over on lanes 21 and 22, we have Brandon Dodge. Geez, what just happened there? Brandon Dodge, Justin Petrie, Joe Engelkiss, and Ronnie Fujita. So those are your 8 players on your screen. We are not following the leaders all day with the move. Chris says, wait, you're a bowler and not a tech guy? Why aren't you out there? You know, I kind of do want to bowl this event one of these days. Yeah, Mr. Fry, when Steve comes on the live pairs, I will definitely be more than happy to let you know when that happens. Steve is currently down on lanes 7 and 8. And I wasn't paying attention to the skip procedure. But let's just say they skip 2 this next game. I would bring them down to 12. And if they skip 3, that puts them on 19 and 20, which I do have a camera right here that I could turn around and make that happen for you, at least part of the game. Ben Ole says, put Riggs in the booth and bowl one of the squads. He's good for fill-in commentating. Well, you're right, Ben, but let's dive into this. If I bowled the event, I'm just letting you know right now, I'm going to make the cut. So it's not like I just need somebody to fill in one squad. I'm going to make the cut. And then when I make the finals, we got a real problem on our hands. And then when I win the tournament, what am I going to do, interview myself? I mean, seriously. I know it would make for some amazing TV, YouTube TV. Isn't it amazing how the world is changing? You know, it was like you could watch, you had to subscribe to TV networks on TV, and then there was YouTube, and it was different. Now you can buy YouTube TV, which on YouTube you can tune into all the regular channels or a channel like this. YouTube is really one of the smartest things ever. And I know that that statement I just made me sound extremely intelligent. But it really is. I'm if I could unzip myself and go back in time, I think I would put myself hanging out with the guys that started YouTube. I'd become friends with them in high school. I'd put up with any torture they wanted to put me through. I'd hang out with them. I'd fetch them their Evian waters or whatever it is that they need. And right now I probably wouldn't be broadcasting this bowling tournament, unfortunately for you guys. Probably be hanging out in the Caribbean. Oh, the great choices we make in life. So you can help make my dreams come true and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel here. That would be great. That could get me started down that path. And if you really found it in your heart and you really, really, really wanted to help fund my trip to Bermuda, work on my tan, I just launched the Inside Bowling Shop. Yep, sure did. And if you're just joining us today, those T-shirt sales over on the Inside Bowling Shop, I had to do a crowdfunding type thing. It was either going to be a Kickstarter or a Patreon or whatever, and I decided on a merch store because I got a lot of ideas and I got a lot of stuff I want to do, and I want to do them faster. The only way I can do them faster is if I get some funding. So that's what the merch store is there for. That's what it's there for. So if you like T-shirts, if you like comfortable T-shirts, soft T-shirts, it's a cotton poly blend, very, very soft. Maybe you find a design on there you like or two and order them up. I got that coupon code for you, 15% off with YouTube. Best thing to do is to go to the site and pick out 3 shirts, which is $75, unless you grab the IB shirt, which is only $20. So you get that to $70 and put your 15% off coupon code on there. You save $10.50. Get you down to about $60, and then you also qualify for the free shipping because we offer free shipping on all orders over $50. So you can get 3 T-shirts shipped to your house for $60 that are unique to bowling. That's not awful. That's not awful at all. It'd be cheaper, but guys, I can't afford to carry a whole bunch of inventory and have them all pre-made in hundreds of quantity. They're made to order. We got multiple colors available in all the shirts. There's only one shirt that's only available in one color, and that's the Netflix one, the Bowling and Chill, like Netflix and Chill. We made it only available in red because we thought that made the most sense. Appreciate the positive comments here in the chat. Manuel Trafford, thank you. Hello to Bobby. Hello to John. You know, I probably haven't spent enough time talking about how great this center is and how great of hosts they've been, but they've had a waitress working every day, all day, and the wait staff here is super cool, super nice. I ate here yesterday. Food was amazing. And I know a lot of times you hear the commentators, oh, it's such a great place. Well, I want to tell you, this place is great. I mean, it's cool. I mean, I came in this morning with a headache, a really bad headache. And I've gone places before that I've streamed, and I've said, hey, can I get some, do you have some ibuprofen or some Advil or something behind the desk? We can't give you that. Oh, okay. So you want me to go out in 12-degree weather across the street to a Convenience Mart and buy 4 pills for $5? I'll sign a waiver, I promise. Here, let me tell you how the experience went. Hi, Mike, good morning. Is there anything we can get for you? You know what? I do have a throbbing headache. Do you want Advil or do you want ibuprofen? I said, you know what? Give me the ibuprofen. How many would you like? They're 200 milligrams. I'll take 4. Okay, no problem. Walked over with the bottle. I put my hand out. They tapped it 4 times. 4 pills came out. Went over to the snack bar. Could I get a water, please? Sure, no problem. The mechanic yesterday comes up and goes, hey, I watched the live stream. Broadcast was really, really good. You know, it's kind of interesting watching from the back, seeing my lanes from the front side. I was able to adjust a couple of racks so I thought the pins were off a little bit. Oh, really? Cool. That's the kind of experience that's happened here this weekend for me. Jim Fry, that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. Jim is suggesting that I take the wireless camera and let her roam around for candid shots. And I'll explain to you why I don't use the wireless camera as often as I should. This ties into why I'm selling T-shirts. The wireless camera has to be charged. The battery has to be charged for it to work. And I want to upgrade that camera because the camera that I have, the battery only lasts about 20 minutes. And then it requires about an hour for it to charge again. And I believe I'm going to need that wireless camera for one of the early matches when we're moving pair to pair because my wires won't reach to where I need to go. So I'm going to need that thing. It's going to be pushing even being able to work. So that's where the crowdfunding comes into play. If this online store that I have can generate a little revenue, and when I say a little revenue, you know, I'm not making 40-50% margins off this stuff. The margins are around 15 to 20% after coupon code. So I got to sell a lot of shirts, but that's one of the first things on my punch list is I want to upgrade this camera. I want one that has a much longer battery life so I don't have to worry about it. so that I can just on a whim not feel bad about, you know, taking the wireless camera and saying, hey, I'm gonna take it down here and just have it as that's gonna be my bonus pair because I want to cover those people. So it's just kind of a little more insight. And no, I didn't get the chili cheese fries. Should I try those? I might try those. Although this is the day that I really don't get to eat until after the tournament's over. Because I have to get set up for all these different rounds. I'm not complaining, it's just how it is. Booba Duke says, hey, try them out. You should turn the camera around and live stream yourself eating the chili cheese fries and do a food review. I could do that. Wouldn't be bad. Let's get a score update here. See how everybody's doing. And once again, I apologize for the scoreboards. They are getting new scoring here in about 4 months, I was told. So I'm doing the best I can. As a matter of fact, the championship pair was supposed to be 19 and 20, but 19 doesn't have a monitor that works. So if that was a championship pair, I couldn't display scoreboards for you guys. Yeah, Brandon Dodge does have a nice jersey on today. Tournament director Joe Engelkiss, look at him out there, strutting his stuff. Take you over here to 15 and 16. Take a look at the scoreboards here before we return to the split screen. Bowler C has a 5-bagger. Which is Brandon Martin, I believe. If my pairing sheet is correct. It is. Six in a row, pretty impressive. Let's see. Oh, come on, commentator. You can't be that good, are you? Talking about my bowling ability? I don't know. I don't know. Last game I bowled was on this live stream, the last Fusion that I streamed 2 ago. This time last year, I got called out, and I bowled with a house ball in a match on a tough pattern like this. Shot 194. it just got cold in here. Can I turn the sound up just a little? You know what? You make an excellent point. Shame on me. When I had to restart everything this morning, that's one of the things that I forgot to do at this setup. All right, let's see if I can fix this. I totally apologize, guys. That is totally my bad. Okay, let me know if that's any better, because I forgot to do that one step. I have a new soundboard that doesn't have a hum anymore, but because it's connected via USB, it's not as loud. And it's there. I read a forum, and it's just the way that it is. Everybody's got the same problem with this board. It happens with all boards you connect with a USB with the setup that I have. But I have to go into my Wirecast, and I have to max out the audio to 6 decibels. So my apologies. So you got an extra 6 now. And the other thing is, when I have guests in the booth, if they're soft-spoken, you can barely hear them. But that's just what I have with my setup. Once again, that's why the T-shirt store is there. I'd like to be able to buy some other things that can improve the broadcast, but it's just where I'm at right now. So there you go. Anything for you guys. I read that chat, and you guys make this broadcast better. So I'm glad that's fixed. We only took 2 games. Only took 2 games for somebody to say the sound wasn't loud enough. Unless I didn't read it. Guys, when I sit down in this booth and I start plugging everything in, there are about, and I'm not exaggerating, about 25 things I have to remember to do. And I make mistakes. That's also why I archive the footage on YouTube. I actually download these files, or actually I have them here on SSD cards, and then I load it in and I adjust the sound quality after the fact, and I bump it up even more. I'm going to full screen Joe Engelkiss, our tournament director, because I just think he's a great guy. So let's do that. And look, he delivers. I think it's time for us to review the InsideBowling.com merch shop shot of the day. Take it back to just about 20 seconds ago. Joe Engelkiss. Perfect strike for Joe. Wanted to make sure my replay was working. .258 was the final score over on 15 and 16 for Brandon Martin. Must be something with the name Brandon today. He's got a big game here for Brandon Dodge going right now as well. Justin Petrie can bowl 190. Ronnie Fajuda. He's got a big game going here for Ronnie. Ronnie Fujita. Bowl 268. Scores after game number 1. Nick Pate is your new leader at plus 179. Chad Moss is second at plus 176. Greg Young is third at plus 165. Fourth is Troy Fuller at plus 152. Then it drops down to plus 135, and fifth is Joseph Grondin. Sixth is Mitch Houpe at 133. Seventh is Steve Keeler at 131. Steve Keeler moved up from 24th to 7th. Quentin Bolin in 8th at plus 121. Brennan Haw in 9th at plus 118. And Cameron Doyle is up to 10th place at plus 114. That is our magical number, 114. Hello, Brian. Hello, Zarnarian. Hello, Keith. Thank you for the kind comments in here. Appreciate it very much. See Lenny Borish off to the left. That was his first shot in the 10th. He can bowl 227. Fujita finishes with 266. Right now? All right. I got a developing situation. I'm going to try to cover it for you. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Steve Keeler is on fire. Steve Keeler has the front 10. And I have a camera on it right now, so Jim Fry grab the girls. Right here on your screen is the Steve Keeler down on lanes 5 and 6. He made a move from 24th to 7th in game number 1. We're here in game number 2. Second shot in the 10th. He has the front 10. That's 11 for Steve Keeler. Steve Keeler has won this tournament. This tournament has happened 12 times. He is one of the champions. He won in September of 2015. Steve Keeler, one of the nicest guys you'll meet at a bowling tournament. Taking a deep breath on the approach. Has the front 11. Looking for 300 on this very tough lane condition. Looked like he missed a little bit right, but he gets the 10 out, and that's 300 for Steve Keeler. Nice job, Steve. I'm going to have to look and see what he had game one. It was a big, big number. Glad we could capture that for you. We head into game number 3 now. See Dave Barris, another past champion. I'm going to go grab that camera. Nice job, Steve Keeler.
Good morning.
Bad timing. Grandma just took the kids upstairs for a bath. Well, yeah, that was kind of bad timing, I guess. So we do have one 300 game of the tournament. Someone had just asked if there had been any 300 games, and yes, you just saw it right here. Steve Keeler. He bowled 246 the first game, moved from 24th to 7th with a 246. And now with 300, I believe he is your new tournament leader. Because coming into that game, he was at plus 131, so he moves to plus 231 with 300. See, I did the math there. You know, that's a good question on what ball Steve used. I'll try to find out. It was a Paradox Black. That is what Steve Keeler was using. I just found that out when I talked to him. I want to thank everybody for watching today. Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open. I am Mike Flanagan. You're watching game number 3 of the 6 games of this cashers round. Yesterday we had 3 squads. We had about 40 bowlers, 44 I believe. We had 64 I think on the second one, and last night we had 72 bowlers. Top 60 are back today to bowl. 6 games. All the pins do carry over to today. It's a very tough pattern with over 170 entries yesterday and a really good field. 160 over was leading, and that was even with people re-entering and trying a second chance at it. So it's pattern's played really nice. It's been a really nice pace. I don't see too many people pulling their hair out either, so it's hittable. Very speed sensitive. You got to make good shots. That's all there is to it. And should be a good rest of the day. 38 feet in length is this oil pattern. It's a 2.12 to 1 ratio. We're here at Cadillac XBC Bowling Center in Waterloo, Iowa for the 13th edition of the Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open. Just a reminder, we do have several sponsors that help make this thing happen. Ebonite, the official ball supplier here. Waterloo Convention and Visitors Bureau. Budweiser. Kingpin Grill, Logo Infusion. They're running a coupon code this weekend. You can save 20% on their website. GIBA18 is the code to be able to do that. CFNB Mortgage, Isle Hotel and Casino. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, we have a new business model at Inside Bowling where we are allowing folks that support our channel to crowdfund through our new online store, and we're offering a 15% off discount off of the t-shirts that we have for sale on InsideBowling.com with coupon code YouTube. See Devin Bidwell, he's got a YouTube channel himself. He's doing some vlogging. Checking on our other pair, 21 and 22. We're on 15 and 16. Take a look at the scoreboard, and then I'll bring us into our split screen. Dave Barris up on the left side of your screen. Dave won this tournament back in 2016. Oh, man. Lower 8 pin. We were talking about fonts on the back of the shirts earlier. I actually really like what Brennan's got here. I like the colors down the middle, the white sleeves. That's a good looking jersey. I like that one. Dave Barris has 103 in the fifth with this 3-6-10 conversion in the seventh. See you later, John. It's good seeing you, bud. Keep bowling good. John Marsala leaving the building. Just getting some stuff set up here, folks, for a little bit later today. Glad you're with us. I'm here with you. I'm sitting right here. I haven't gone anywhere. Who is that on lane 21? The Storm shirt. Love the ball roll and reaction when he throws it. I believe. Oh, that's he was just on our pair the time before. He was down on 15 and 16 the way the skip is set up. That is Brandon Martin. Brandon Martin. He just bowled 250 on the other pair. Hi, Mike Pate. How you doing? Robert Curatolo. Hey, morning, Mike. You tell Huss Cubs get you Darvish. Yes, he knows that. Yeah, Brandon bowls for Wichita State. That is correct. We just had half the concourse lights go out in the bowling center on one side, which actually I kind of like it better. It's kind of nice. It feels much more cozy up here. Now they just turn them back on. I kind of liked it the other way. Who's your pick to win the Tournament of Champions today, everybody? You got top seed is Jespers Vinson. Second is Andrew Anderson. Third is Jason Belmonte. Fourth is BJ Moore. And fifth is Matt O'Grady. Who's your pick to win? Type it in the chat. Be interested to see. Great looking shot by Cody Brandow. It's just up on the left side of your screen. Cody joined us in the booth a little bit yesterday with Tom Hess. I'll full screen this pair. Let you take a look at the scores. Dave Barris can now bowl 196. Got a possible 219 also on the pair, 201. Possible 229. Brennan here can bowl 201. He strikes out. He's in the ninth frame. And I'll take you over to 21 and 22, where we have Brandon Martin here. He's got a double working. Bowl 223. Make that a triple. Pretty high scoring pair here. A couple of 220s still left. 239 as well. 239 looks like for Chris Pearson. Chris won the last Fusion. I wasn't able to make that one, so I apologize, Chris, for not getting to that sooner. You're a deserving champion. Very impressive. Brandon Martin is very, very impressive. Bowling good. Dave Barris with this hit can get in the 190s. Oh, look at the messenger there. Let's watch it one more time. Come out of the Barris shot. There we go. Love it. Dave Ullman, let's see if we can get another messenger. Nope, 10 back for Dave Ullman. So these guys, it's 188 for Dave Ullman. Brandon Martin. Where am I at here? Brandon Martin bowled 209. Chris Pearson can still get to 215. And Jonathan Shallow, who's up right now, can bowl 224. .208 for Cody, if he spares it. I like your picks here in the chat for today's show. Starts in 45 minutes. I just saw a picture on Facebook that Tom Clark had posted, commissioner of the PBA. That it's a pretty powerful photo of fans lining up around the building 2 hours before the show to get in. TOC, it's going to be a good telecast today. And I don't mind if you turn us off or watch both at the same time. As we head into game number 4, I've just got this random shot of this ball return. And I think this is a good opportunity to just sit and stare at a ball return. It's got the Brunswick 2000. Nice silver palladium side decorative piece. The classic two-tone brown and cream with the stainless steel undercarriage that the bowling balls ever so nicely plop out of the return and come down and rest on. Made with Goodyear rubber weather stripping at the top, with a nice trap door down underneath. Brunswick 2000 ball return. Many were sold, and the stories are told. Brunswick ball return 2000. We got nothing right now out on the lanes, but we're ready for game 4. I promise you, we're ready for game 4. I'll just start throwing up some random shots. How about this? It's Don Breeden. That's the high end of the bowling center. See what I can do here for you. This is right in front of us here. I'll zoom out. Nothing. Nobody bowling. You wouldn't even know there's a bowling tournament going on through here. And then here I am up in the booth. You're going to see me in a minute. Keep turning this thing. Here I am. This is me. This is my screen right here. This is the chat. This is you guys. I monitor you guys right here. And this is what the program is, and that's my preview screen. So, you know, if I take, you know, I got lanes queued up right there, or right there. There we go, right there. And then I hit the button. See what happens. And I bring it back. So that's the setup here. It's the side of my head. But really, honestly, right here in front of, I mean, there's no bowling. So, there you go. There's your past winners. You got Matt McNeil, Derek Sapp, Nick Heilman, Jason Poley, Casey Murphy, Tom Hess, Matt Smith, Steve Keeler, Dave Barris, Casey Murphy, two-time champion, Vince Biondo, and Chris Pearson. People are starting to come down here now a little bit. I appreciate that stat, Ripper. Very handsome profile shot, Mike. Yeah. Yeah, it is. I'll tell you one of the biggest mysteries of the booth right now is, are these batteries any good? I don't know if they are. I took them out of something earlier, and I don't know if they're good or bad. So if anybody's in the area and you want to give me a battery tester, we can figure out how much battery time's left in these batteries. That'd be great. All right. These are, let's see if I can get this. Those two little things that stick out right there, those are my SSD cards, or my, I don't even know what they call them, solid state drives, is that right? Yeah, that's it. So. See all the people starting to come down now? That means there's bowlers coming down. I see Jason Poley. I don't know what in the world happened with why they got so out of whack here. I don't know. What's going on? It's good. You too, man. Yeah, we're just up here doing it. Just up here doing it. You did? Yeah, I heard that. Oh, are you really? Oh, okay. Oh, cool. That's great. That's great. Cool. That's yeah. Yeah, no, that's cool. A.J. Chapman's dad, they owned a bowling center. They sold the center. Now he's working for Bob's Business, one of the distributors in bowling. Okay, well, I see Steve Keeler, Jason Poley, Brent Boho. Let's see, who else I have bowling? See Tom Hess. What'd you bowl that game? You bowled 158?
Yeah, it was a bad pair.
That's a bad pair. All right.
It took 5 frames to get the adrenaline on my system.
I think you were leading the tournament.
I was.
You were leading.
I was.
Not anymore.
There's 3 games left.
231. You were plus 231, and Mitch Houpe was plus 199. Then you,
I'm more like plus 90.
yeah,
No, I think it was
185 something. Still good.
Oh, well.
Sorry, just bowl 300 here. Your kids are going to be watching. Steve Keeler. See, that's how it happens here. Everybody is people just come up to the booth. They just talk to me, which is great because it gives us more insight. All right, let's see who's bowling. All right, Tom Hess. We'll go to that pair, and I'll arrange this camera so that we can get some Steve Keeler action. All right, Jim Fry, if you're still watching, I do have some Steve Keeler for you. While I was setting up the camera, Steve left a 10-pin. So I'm going to give you a Steve Keeler 10-pin pickup clinic. And look how many 10-pins are out there. We just saw one on 23, there's one on 20, and now one on 19. And that is how you pick the 10-pin. There you go, Steve. You got some camera time. I'll bring it back to Steve when I can. Meanwhile, in comes King Thess, is what I call him. Tom Hess. It's up on 21 now. And he is bowling with Pete Rush, who's letter D, Mark Porter, who's letter B, and Michalowski, who is letter A. And then also over on this pair, I've got Ken Duffield, Bradley Krause, Andy Bulow, and Cameron Doyle. So I think this is a good opportunity to go to the split screen. You can watch all these bowlers bowl. And I'll give you a Steve Keeler shot here and there just because his kids and father-in-law are watching. And he was leading the tournament until he just shot 150. 158. Cameron Doyle with a strike. Shout out to Johnny Vegas on camera. Good morning to Mike from California. What's the pattern, they ask? 38 feet in length, 2.12 to 1 ratio, 25 milliliters of oil. Get you a Steve Keeler shot here in a minute. Steve went 9 spare strike. He's throwing in a 6-10 now. I'll get him up in the next frame. Still have standings after game number 2. I was looking to see where Tom Hess was at in the standings. sits 28th at plus 93. Right now, 10th is plus 148. So Tom could use a couple of big games. Cameron Doyle must have had a bad game in game 2 because I don't see him. He's in 22nd at plus 110. Hess is up on 21. Strike, spare, strike. And he bowled 300 a couple games ago. We'll bring in Steve Keeler over here on 19 and 20. Bowling with Jason Poley, Brian Halen, and Rodolfo Madrids. Steve 2 pins. Came off a really bad pair, he said. Got standings after 3. New leader, Mitch Hupay, plus 245. Second is Nick Pate at plus 229. Steve Keeler now in third at plus 189, tied with Chad Moss. In fifth is Kenny Calkins at plus 188. Sixth, A.J. Chapman at 181. Greg Young is seventh at plus 177. Nick Howman is eighth at plus 171. Dave Barris is in ninth at plus 154. And 10th is Devin Bidwell at plus 149. Just one pin behind is Zach Wolfel at 148 outside of the cut. Looking to get into the top 10. The top 4 are locked into your step ladder. The next have to battle to become the number 5 seed. It's really bunched up right now. Really impressed with Brian Halen in his game. Two-hander. And didn't make a good shot there. I'm going to take us back over to our split screen. We were T-minus 26 minutes from the Tournament of Champions. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna watch that while I'm streaming. KD still throwing urethane from out. 6 in a row for Cameron. Front 6 for Doyle. He must have known the camera was on. Get a cameo of Brent Boho over there. When's the next event that I'm streaming? I'm going to be streaming the Southland Bowling League in March. It's an NCAA women's college tournament with 8 teams for 2 days. It's on the Inside Bowling website underneath the live streaming link. Then I have holiday doubles at the end of the year, which is in December, and then I have the Fusion next September, which I'm sure I will do. And I don't really have much more on the schedule. I'll tell you that I've got a pretty busy June and July, so I don't anticipate seeing anything there. And August is usually not a month I'm out doing any streaming, so I don't know if I'll have something come up in May or not. I have a lot of things with a lot of the social media accounts that I have that I can't do as much streaming. Otherwise, I'll physically just pass out. So I do want to add some more stuff to the channel, though, and I do want to provide more content. I am going to start a podcast, and I'll be putting information about that out on this channel. I know it's still not bowling competition that you can watch, but I am really interested in sitting down and talking to some of the most notable names in bowling in a podcast format. Tom Hess leans on it. Wants to make sure that he's down there in the bowler's area. He can't believe he struck. Cameron Doyle, front 6, looking for 7 here. Throwing urethane. Looks pretty good, Cameron. Looks pretty good. Cameron, look at that clean living. Oh, wow. Cameron Doyle had the 4-9 up, falls out. He just gave me the wink. Gave me the wink from 15 and 16. And he's sitting down at the bowler's table, and he knows he just got himself a break. And he says, it's go time. You ever seen that scene in Top Gun when Maverick gives the signal that he's going forward? That he's just going right past everybody? That's what Cameron Doyle's doing right now. KD could use a win here too, because that'd be a lot of confidence going into his rookie season on tour. Next week he'll be competing in Indianapolis in the 60th anniversary event. A little confidence booster if he could win this event. Zach Vassy says, show Rob Amers. You know, where is Rob Amers? He's down on 11 and 12. He'll be here next game, probably, I think. Left side of your screen, Bradley Krause, Cameron Doyle and company. They are going into the 9th frame. And Hess and company over on 21 and 22 are going into the 7th frame. So after this shot on 21, I'm going to full screen and leave it there. We'll go over here to 15 and 16, and we will stay here as Cameron Doyle has the first 8. Manu Old Trafford here in the chat says, so the next Fusion Open is in September of this year? Yes, it will be in September of this year. And if you go to giba-bowling.com, you'll see it appear there. Okay? He'll be updating the schedule shortly. And then the Holiday Doubles is in December, correct? Yep. I'll probably pick up an event or two between now and then. I won't stay dormant for that long. I'll pick up something else. I was supposed to do Boom Doubles, but it's just way too difficult for me to be able to do that, as Doyle does have the front 9, by the way, now. So I'll figure it out. I do want to provide some content on this channel, though, when I'm traveling. I want to do some vlogs and offer some different sort of video content. Have you guys seen the 2 vlogs that I did from Bowl Expo last year, getting my feet wet with that on this channel? One with Mitch Beasley on the cover of one of them and Pitbull on the cover of the other one. Be interested to know what you think of those. Obviously, they're not super hits because they only sit at like 1,500 views. But I'd like to try to improve upon the vlogging. So as I said, coming into this game, Cameron Doyle was in 16th position at plus 131. Leading is Mitch Houpe at plus 245. So here's a quick shot of Steve Keeler. Over on lane 20. Keeps coming in light on that lane. There's 144 in the 7th with this in the 8th. Back over to Doyle, has the front 9. Cameron Doyle looking for 10 in a row. Oh, hook. It was just a little quick. Just a little quick. If he would have kept it a little bit more on line, the speed would have been okay. But he went a little left to right and quick. Can't do both. You could be quick and stay straight, or you go left to right a little bit and be normal speed, but that looked fast and hydroplaned out to the right. Still hit the pocket though, could have carried. Cameron leaves the 7-pin, he can still bowl 279, puts him in great shape. And Doyle covers the spare. Rough game for Andy Bulow, 156, 279 for Cam. Bradley Krause can still get to 232, and Ken Duffield 223. Duffield doubles in a 10th. It's going to put him in the 220s. Bradley Krause was 54 over coming in. Right now 149 is the number with 2 to go. Be interesting to see if he makes a ball change or actually tries to fill it up here. Duffield strikes out 223. Using 34th at plus 83. That's going to move him up to plus 105. And Kraus through the face with a ball change. All right, we'll finish out this game over here on lanes 21 and 22. Pick it up here in the 9th frame. And Jim Fry, if you're still watching with the girls, I'll have Steve Keeler's 10th frame here coming up for you here in a minute as well. Tom Hess very quietly here, bowling a good game. All right, he's starting to feel it. He can bowl 259. Taking next door to 19 and 20. Steve Keeler's up on the approach. Steve can bowl 213. He's bowled a clean game. Spare, strike, spare, spare, strike, spare, strike, spare, spare, spare. And he keeps going light on that lane, but that time he can knock them all down. Hess can fill it up for 259, which should really help his number. And he does. Hess was 37th at plus 76. Puts him to 135. 135 would have been good for 15th coming into that game. So if he could go about 470 the last two, he's in for sure. Back over to Keeler. Steve bowled 300 a few games ago if you're just joining us. Had it right here for you. Yeah.
You know what he's up for the day?
What he's up for the day? Well, he bowled 246, 300, 158 in this game.
So he's like 100 over.
Yeah. Those chips that you hear in the bag are Cool Ranch Doritos that Bradley Krause is eating. He's close to a mic. I'm going to turn that down. Starts in 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
Yeah. They're asking when the TOC show starts, and I said in 5 minutes.
I'm watching until Matt loses.
So game 4 just about over, 2 to play. And then we'll have the 10 versus 7 seed and the 8 versus 9 seeds bowling together in a head-to-head one-game match. Then they will flip pairs, and they will draw the 5 and the 6 seeds, and they will bowl a one-game match. Then the winners of those 2 matches will go down to lanes 25 and 26, and they'll bowl to determine who the 5th seed is. Then they'll move over to lanes 23 and 24 to determine who is going to win between that seeded bowler and the 4th place seed. Then the 21 and 22 to take on the number 3 seed, and so on. So be an interesting day. Interesting. And there's no action on my lanes except for I do have 19 and 20 here with Cameron Doyle and his folks here, Duffield and everybody, going into the next game, game number 5. My name is Cameron. Every time I think of Doyle, I think of Doyle Brunson. Poker. Cameron. Cam.
What's up?
You're making a nice little run here.
Trying to.
Feeling confident?
Yeah, I mean, I was getting into a pretty bad state after the game 3, so I just told myself 3 more.
What happened in game 3?
I mean, nothing happened. I bowled 220, but I just feel like the scores are higher today, and I was still trying to play it safe. And I thought I had to be a little bit more aggressive, but I didn't think I was going to be able to do it with urethane. But moved a couple in, got slower, and it seemed to do just fine. So we're going to see if we can keep that one up.
So you moved a couple in with the black hammer and just tried to stay slow?
Yeah.
You know the first shot in the 10th, you were fast with it.
Yeah, I was fast, and I also moved one because I didn't want to go high again. So
For that 4-9?
Yeah.
Yeah. Looking good out there, though, man. We're pulling for you here. You got a really good ball reaction.
2 more.
We've seen some guys bowl really big games and they bowl really low games. Try to avoid that. I think you got the right. Attack here.
Yeah, I don't
Stay out of trouble.
I don't think you should have said that. I think it's coming for me now.
I don't think it is. I think you're fine. You're right here on 19 and 20. We got a camera on you a little bit here.
Again?
A camera on Cam, yeah. Yeah. I'll be covering you a little bit. I got some Rob Amers up there. We've had some Rob Amers fans in the chat, but just wanted to check in with you, make sure you were doing okay.
Yeah, I mean, I was getting a little pissed off because cut went up 40 pins game 2, and I shot 190.
Yeah.
I had no idea how they were striking that much.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it.
But 2 more.
All right, brother. Thanks. Cameron Doyle stopping by the booth for a second. If you want to see the standings, go to InsideBowling.com. Click on the link at the very top of the screen. Takes you to InsideBowling.tv, which is our alternative site. And underneath the embedded live stream, you can click on the event information tabs. And if you go there and it says that it fails to have an SSL certificate, that's accurate. We're working on that. All you got to do is click the advance and just go forward. Nothing's going to happen bad to your computer, I promise. Here's Rob Amers. We had request for Rob. Bowling with Amers is Nick Heilman, Kenny Calkins III, and Chad Nelson. We've also got AJ Chapman, Zach Wolfel, Brent Boho, and Eric George on our other pair, so I will bring in the split screen at this time, as we are in game number 5. Okay. Cameron struck again. He was a little high on the pocket. He almost 4-9, and he said he was going to blame it on me if he would have done that. All right, everybody, bowling's on. It's on in front of you. It's on in front of me. Oh, look at that messenger. Rob Amers. There you go. Rock star. It is kind of quiet in here right now, Catch 22. You're right. Just trying to figure out scores and how I'm setting up my stuff here in the next round. Also trying to get the Watch ESPN app on my phone. Watch bowling. Looks like I got it up now. I'll give you a shot of Doyle here. Monitor doesn't work on his lane, but it looks like he's got strike, strike, spare, spare. We're in game number 5. They're in the 4th frame on 21 and 22, and they're in the 4th frame on 15 and 16. So it got straightened out. Pace of play is almost identical. Chad Nelson with a double. A.J. Chapman starts spare, strike, split, open. He throws it so good. Love his ball roll. Kenny Calkins, Chad Nelson, Nick Heilman, Rob Amers. On 15 and 16 for you. It's always fun on Sunday. You got the top bowlers from the field coming through, so you got a lot of great bowlers who won a lot of things. Chad Nelson included in that group, who just struck on 16. Brent Boho, we were talking about it yesterday. He finished 7th at team trials this year. He's up on 22. And then, like, here's Cameron Doyle right here. So, I mean, there's everywhere. Cam leaves a 10-pin. Amers with a strike. How is old Rob Amers doing here? Rob had a great day yesterday. He was tournament leader for a while. I got standings after 4. Mitch Hupay is leading at plus 255. Nick Pate is second at plus 251. Cameron Doyle is third at plus 210. Fourth is Steve Keeler at plus 192. Fifth is A.J. Chapman at plus 186, tied with Chad Moss. And we've got both of them. I'm sorry, not both of them. We had Chad Moss just a little while ago, but we got Chapman up on the screen now. Seventh is Greg Young at plus 179. Kenny Calkins the third, who's on our screen on the left side, is the eighth. He'll be coming up on the left side. Eighth place, Kenny Calkins at 176. Ninth is Brady Stearns at plus 160. 10th is Zach Wolfel at plus 155. So 155 right now is the number. Tom Hess moved up to 17th at plus 135. He is now 20 pins out of 10th after bowling 250. Troy Fuller. I want to know how Troy Fuller's doing. Troy Fuller's in 34th at plus 82. Rob Amers is in 16th at plus 137. Go ahead and full screen this pair here. You can go look and see what scores look like. Brent Boho looking for the front 6. And there you go. Nick Heilman his pair. It's a triple for Nick. Chad Nelson with strike open 4-bagger, looking for 5 in a row. Leaves a little half 10. Chapman. Pretty good shot by Rob Amers. Amers, this game spare 5-bagger, and now that 10-pin. Quite a few 10-pins. Boho with the messenger. Doesn't quite get there. Nick Heilman's got 4 in a row. I know you guys wanted me to show this 19 and 20. I know we've got some Andy Belo fans here in the chat. And I've been monitoring his game over here. He has double, 8 spare, strike, spare, spare, and now big 4. Cameron Doyle just flirting with the gutter. I don't know what happened there. Threw it pretty bad. Go back over here. We'll check in on the scoreboards on 21 and 22. You can see how your favorite bowler's doing. And over to 15 and 16, Chad Nelson. Thanks, Barrett Automotive Services. Thank you. I don't know how old Brent Boho is. I don't know the answer to that. So there's some questions here regarding the format of the tournament, and I'll go over that again. So you're looking to make it into the top 10. You want to be in 10th position after the next game, at least. Otherwise, your tournament's over. So what's going to happen is the top 4 bowlers are all going to just take a break, and they are your top 4 for a step ladder final. 5th through 10th all have a chance to become the 5 seed. And the way that works is the 10th and the 7th seed are going to face off against each other, and the 8th and the 9th seed are going to face off against each other. The winners of each match will then go on to face the 5th and the 6th seeds coming in. They're each going to bowl a match. Then that's going to leave 2. Then they bowl to see who's the 5th seed, and then it's a normal step ladder. So basically 10 people have a chance of winning the tournament instead of just 5. Boho's 20 years old. He's a junior at St. Ambrose. Unofficially. I haven't seen a prize list, but if you go to giba-bowling.com, there was a proposed prize list on 150 entries, which I believe was $2,600 for first. They have a few more entries than that, so it'll be better than that. Looks like Amer's pair is going to get done first, so we'll go there. So Rob Abrams up in the 10th frame, can bowl 231. Chad Nelson can bowl 247. Make that 221 now for Amers. Nick Heilman and Kenny Calkins both have big games going too. Good shot for Nelson. Could have left a 4-9, so I guess you consider that a break, tripping out the 9. Even though it was a good enough shot that it could have struck. So 220, 220. Start out this pair. $221 for Rob Amers. $220, if you know what you're doing, looks attainable right now. Really does. This pair right here has made him look pretty easy. Kyleman comes in light. Still bowl 246. How about Kenny Calkins? Open, spare, open. 6-bagger. Hello, Feeding Frenzy. Welcome to the chat. So nobody could close out a game here on this pair. 221, 226, possible 246. And Nick Heilman bowls 225. So very good scores, though. And that's going to take care of that pair. Cameron Doyle bowls 175, I believe. No monitor on that lane, but I'm kind of looking at the score table. Looks like 175 for Cameron. He said he didn't think he was going to bowl a good game. He questioned it. Chapman now with 4 in a row and a slap out. Pretty good scores over here, too. Scores are going up. And the pairs around us. So Chapman can still get to. Did he just gutter? Or is he re-racking? Okay, just making sure because they put a gutter up there, double gutter. So it was 235 for Andy, no, I'm sorry. For Brent Boho. Possible 225-26 for Eric George. Zach Wolf will bowl 176, and Chapman can bowl 235. So 2:23 left. Nice cover, AJ. Picks the 210 on camera just for fun. All right, we have action in game number 6 underway over here on lanes 15 and 16, and it's Joe Engelkiss is back with Ronnie Fujita and company. All right, getting some stuff set up. I see a comment here says, love the site, but you need scoring interface. Ood. So Brian, what does that mean? You, as far as scoring interface, it's you don't like these picture-in-picture scoreboards that we have here because they're a bit outdated? Because I would agree with that. Or when I go to split screen, you want to be able to see what they're scoring while I'm doing that. Let me know. Let me know. If there's something I can do to make it better, I will. But that's what I have right now. So we have, this last game to go. Looking forward to getting the scores after game 5 so we can start to try to figure this thing out together. Once again, great opportunity to thank the sponsors, Fusion Realtors, Community First National Bank. Also, all of our other sponsors that are listed in the description of our YouTube feed. So we'll go over them now. Ebonite, bowling ball supplier of the Greater Iowa Bowling Association. Make sure you check them out at ebonite.com. Waterloo Convention and Visitors Bureau, Budweiser, the Kingpin Grill, Logo Infusion, CFNB Mortgage, and Isle Hotel and Casino. Logo Infusion running a special this weekend. You can save 20% at Logo Infusion with coupon code GIBA20. GIBA20. And also you can save on the InsideBowling.com shop this weekend. You can save 15% with code YouTube. YouTube. We just started our merch shop. We're excited about it. Very, very happy about that. Also, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so. You'll get notified whenever we go live. You can also follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Inside Bowling. Currently, right now, our YouTube channel sits at 10,633 subscribers. And we cannot thank you enough for that. We've picked up 1,178 new subscribers in the last 30 days. So if you're watching the PVA show, it was Matt O'Grady over BJ Moore in match number 1. Cameron Doyle and I talked yesterday, and we both thought that BJ Moore would win the first match, so don't take our picks. Tell you what, this Chad Nelson, he's just awesome. You saw him on the right side of your screen. He's won so many things, such a simple game. He's just a good bowler. Thank you. Brandon Dodge, Justin Petrie, Joe Engelkiss, Ronnie Fujita on the left side of your screen. I want to see how old Joe Engelkiss is doing. Joe finds himself in 57th position, -1 after 4. Rob broke the lane. Nick Pate's over here by the booth. He's feeling pretty good today, old Nick Pate. Check in on the scores on the Calkins, Heilman, Amers, Nelson pair. Just underway in Game 6. Check the scores. See what we got as far as scores here. 38 minutes ago, so they should be up any minute now. Should have scores quickly. Thank everybody for watching today. All of our viewers out there getting ready for the finals coming up. Looking to make it into the top 10. Bring it back into the split screen. We can watch both pairs at once. About halfway through game number 6. I will let you know as soon as we have scores after game 5. Got it sitting here on my refresh. Chad Nelson, he's a great spare shooter, but that is not the way he wanted to shoot that spare. I have a standings update after game number 5. Here we go. Nick Pate is your tournament leader at plus 319. Mitch Houpe is second at 309. Third is Chad Moss at 233. Fourth is AJ Chapman at 209. Kenny Calkins is fifth and trying to get into that top 4 to be guaranteed in the stepladder. He's at plus 201. Brady Stearns at 195. He's sixth. Seventh is Steve Keeler at plus 182. He's seventh. Eighth is Nick Heilman at plus 179. Ninth, Cameron Doyle at plus 178. 10th is Greg Young at plus 177. Devin Bidwell is 5 back at plus 172. Cody Brandow is at 168 and 12th. Ryan Lakota is in 13th at plus 162. Rob Amers is in 14th at plus 158. 15th is Rodolfo Madriz at plus 152, tied with Jason Poley. Tom Hess is in 17th at plus 150. So 27 pins separate 10th and 17th. Have a question in the chat. What is Ronnie Fujita at? He's in 53rd at plus 2. He would need to bowl about a 390 this game to get in. Over here, take a look at the scores. Brandon Dodge can bowl 212. No big scores over here. Nothing that can catapult anybody in anyway, is what I mean by that. However, over here we do have a lot going on with Nick Heilman, who's in 8th at plus 179. Kenny Calkins, who's in 5th, trying to get in the top 4. Rob Amers is 14th at plus 158. He's 19 out of the number. Chad Nelson is at 134 over. They still got a lot left out there. So 246 is what Rob Amers can bowl. Chad Nelson can still bowl 277. No, I'm sorry. He can still bowl 256. No, I was right the first time. Sorry, it's hard to see scores from here. Yeah, Chad can bowl 277. Nick Heilman can bowl 256. So we'll stay here as these guys try to jockey. So all four of them could potentially make it into the top 10. Kenny Calkins is looking to try to move up from 5th and get in the top 4. Oh, and a 4-pin trips late. I think this cut number is going to go up pretty significantly. What's up, Kevin Gagnon? How you doing? Look at Chad Nelson. I'm telling you what, Chad Nelson's going to get there. I just have a feeling this guy is a gamer. And he was in 23rd coming in at plus 134. $180. Dakota Vostri. So he bowled 247. Dakota Vostri got to 180. Can you give me a Doyle score? Thanks. Okay. Okay. Thank you. It's just so tight through here. Who's that?
198 max for Greg.
So Greg Young was the number in 10th. He's going to bowl 177. Max. Chad Nelson's bowling a big game. Kevin Vostri's helping us with some numbers up here. So Greg Young can only bowl 177. So I'm watching over here. Greg Young strikes first shot in the 10th. Yeah, like we said, he can only shoot 177, which he was the number. I don't see 177 being enough, especially with how these guys are bowling on 21 and 22. Cameron Doyle had 64 in the 4th, and he's got a triple working. He's down on 25 and 6. I'm watching him bowl right now. He's moved in. He's hooking it now. Now he's got a 4-bagger. Greg Young has doubled in the 10th. So Rob Amers has had a really nice tournament. He can still shoot 215. Get him to 173. Won't be enough, but it's still a nice tournament. Chad Nelson here. This is the big one. I mean, he can shoot 277. Nelson was 134 over. First hit in a 10th, I think he's in. He's got the first hit in a 10th. Man. For a 5-bagger. All right, Rob. Nice double out there. Mitch Houpe is only going to bowl 176. Who's that?
Brady Stearns, 170 max. He's at 195.
Wow. And Chad Nelson here is going to bowl 266. So that puts him at 200 even over. Chad Nelson plus 200. Dakota Vostri at plus 180. What did Pate have right here? What'd you have?
268.
You bowled 268, Nick? You bowled 268?
Points, yeah.
268 points. All right, so Nick Pate's going to lead. What are you going to do for the next 2.5 hours?
I'll talk with you.
Oh, you're going to come up here?
Yeah.
Okay, good. That's great.
Gotta mention Dad's stat.
Nick Pate shoots 268, so 79, 87. 387 over for Nick Pate. Greg Young had 177, right? So Greg Young finishes at 23 off of 57 puts him at 54. Plus 154 for Greg Young. I mean, this thing's going to shift all over the place. Do we know what Bidwell shot? Devin had 219. So 191 for Bidwell. You feel pretty safe with that number?
I'm waiting for everything to not really. I don't think I'm in. I don't know.
You don't think you're in at 191?
I hope I am, but I don't know.
I think you're in at 191. Do we know what Steve Keeler bowled?
Brady Stearns was 171.
Brady Stearns had 171. So that's 29 off of that. That puts him at 166. Is that right? Stern finishes at 166 over. I think Bidwell's in. Devin, I think you're in safe. Yeah, I do. I think you're in safe. I need to know what Steve Keeler bowled, though. Yeah, if you don't mind. Nick Heilman has a big game here, so Heilman's safe. Calkins is in. Chapman didn't bowl a bad game, did he?
208.
He finished with 208. Yeah, so 208 for Chapman. Puts him at 217. Yeah. I think Doyle's in safe. So you got, we're going to have Pay for sure. Houpe for sure. Moss for sure. Chapman. Calkins. 1, 2.
Chapman got 209 in the 8th with the square up.
Who does? Chapman does?
209 in the 8th.
With a spare up. Okay. So Chapman's in.
He's in the 9th frame right now.
Yeah.
He can max for 2 points.
Okay.
He's on a spare in the 8th.
And
Doyle went 209.
Doyle bowled 209. So he's at 87. Doyle. Doyle is at plus 187. Keeler, as long as he doesn't open, should stay in. Heilman is in. That's for sure. Heilman's in. Let's see what else I can get you here as far as camera angles here as we try to develop and figure out our cut score. We'll try this. Let me bring in this cut number. Nick Pate, Mitch Houpe, Chad Moss, A.J. Chapman, Kenny Calkins, Cameron Doyle, we feel are all safe with the numbers that they bowled. Brady Stearns is not safe. He's bowled himself out. Greg Young has bowled himself out. Those were the two that were in the top 10. Heilman is in. Chad Nelson is going to be in. I got Bidwell in at plus 191. I don't know what Cody Brandow bowled. Ryan Lakota. Amer's got the 173. I don't know what Hess bowled either. I mean, somebody could have bowled a big game down here, but I just don't know of any big games that were reported. I'm going to go try to do a little recon and find out if there were any huge games. Okay, I have some updates here. Steve Keeler left a washout in the 10th frame and only got 2 of them. Bowled 186, and I believe he bowled himself out. We have a tie at 186 over, which is Cameron Doyle and Cody Brandow. They're both at 186. So there could be a tie for 10th. If there isn't a tie for 10th, we do know that Dakota Vostry, if he's in 10th position, what'd you bowl last game? 185? So, Chad, you're good. Yeah, you're good as far as making it into the whole deal. But so Chad Moss had 185. So I'm just waiting to find out. I know Devin Bidwell's good. It's a 186 number with Brandow and Doyle. They're tied. And so we know Nick Pate's in, Hupay's in, Moss is in, Chapman is in, Calkins is in. Somebody told me Heilman didn't bowl a big game, but he was bowling right here in front. I just got to double check that, make sure I got this right. It's not close enough, Rob.
Okay, well, I came to gamble.
All right, so yeah, Nick Heilman is in at 188. Bidwell's in. Chad Nelson's in. So I think Doyle and Brandow are going to get the last 2 spots. That's what I think. So I'm going to go try to work on setting up my cameras a little bit here, everybody. Just bear with me, hang out. I will let you know as soon as I know what's really going on here.